The OGs of the DMV. That's what they call us. That's who we are. We're also known as the DMV Sports 3. Reason that we changed our name to the OGs, it's a longer story. But one of the things you know about us, we love all things Washington sports, especially our Wizards. So once again, we're here. Thank you for all you new followers and subscribers. And as we say, let's get it.
My Chef Carhartt, EK glasses, champion of starter coats, ballies and gold ropes, polka dot shorts, backpacks, Nikes and Van Gracks. MCM come again. The fact that I'm in the booth now. Hip hop alive and well throughout the underground. Remember to let us into your skin. And we'll begin to master rhyming.
Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah.
We back, we here, and we talking the Washington Wizards, the team with the new attitude. But we're finding out some information. Rumor has it, as we talked about on our last show, information on possible trade for our man, the real deal Bill. However, more news to add to that story was that Russell Westbrook's, aka H&M himself, was trying to get.
Hey, look, something about the H&M.
What y'all talking about?
I got it.
I thought that was his new name. DSW. What?
Go ahead, man.
Am I getting the acronyms wrong? We're trying to get Bradley Beal to ask for a trade. Interesting article that was shared by one of the brothers. I can't remember, and maybe they'll go deeper right now. Anybody want to talk about Russell Westbrook's trying to encourage his partner to exit the DMV?
That's interesting. I mean, I saw that too. And what surprised me is that before Russell Westbrook got traded, it was said that he wanted to stay. The only place that he wanted to go was L.A. So for him to try to get Bradley Beal to ask for a trade, I'm assuming he was trying to get them to trade him to the Lakers. That only makes sense, right? Otherwise, they have him
over them going to the Lakers somehow, right?
Yeah, which
almost impossible.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, but that's
what, Deacon? Did something startle you? Did you lose your train of thought?
You ever see that guy on that commercial where his son and daughter over there with this sugar or this flour? That's what I'm dealing with right now. So, yeah, just excuse me.
Because we are a family atmospheric show. So make sure that you like and subscribe for the family excitement that could happen at any time.
So anyway, so I'm assuming that was the case. That is, I want to say, I try not to curse, but
can't tonight.
Not tonight, Deacon.
Can't.
That was a B move. That was because you're trying to destroy your team at that point. You're not just trying to go your own way.
Right.
You're trying to destroy your team. You're trying to take your core and move
burning bridges for sure.
Yeah, as opposed to making it work where you are. Right. And that is disheartening, to say the least, to hear that he would try to get Bradley Beal to do. And kudos to Bradley Beal for not even going for that. Because
allegedly.
No. I mean, that's all that's come out so far, that he wasn't with it.
Correct.
Bradley wants to spend his career here. in the DC area, which that's why he's our ambassador. So, you know, that like I said, was disappointing, but not totally surprising. But yeah, if that would have happened, man, that would have tore the whole team down.
The fan base,
everything,
the community. Talk on it, Big Al. Talk on it.
Well, Bradley Beal leaves at this point without any substance, and the Lakers had nothing to give us substance. That's what they're going to give us AD. And I know they weren't trying to trade AD. So
he's too scared.
He would, if he would have left, if he would have left, it would have tore down the franchise, and we'd be stripping the franchise and starting basically all over again. We'd been like the OKC, because you got to realize Russell did that to OKC. When he left OKC was just tore down. You know what I'm saying? Now, so he has, he's done. So I can understand where Russell's coming from. Russell's trying to win a championship. And I personally, even though I see what the Lakers have on the team, I just think they're too old to win the championship this year. It's the old.
Well, let's not speak too soon. Those old veterans have proven time in and time out to be the ones to carry teams, man. Yeah, and so I'm a reserve. But you know what you just said, Big Al? I'm a just sidebar just a little bit. OKC and the Washington Wizards are very similar. You got to think about that for a second. OKC had Russell Westbrook, KD, Harden, right, on their squad at one point. The Wizards had Ibaka great names as well. Who?
Ibaka.
Right, Serge Ibaka, right. I mean, and the Wizards, of course, the same way. We've had individuals on our team, like, former big names like Ben Wallace, Juwan Howard, Big Al's man,
Webb.
Yeah, Webb, and all these names. And then even, now you got John Wall and Russell Westbrooks. And so it's funny how very similar we are as a team, where we have all these big names that have gone to even be franchise players for other squads. But here, we just couldn't get the gel to happen. So that's very interesting. I want to say that the NBA is funny. It's really weird when it comes to now. It's like a sitcom. It's no longer, I want to play here, I want to make a name here, I'm going to bring a championship here because who I am. It is more like, I want a ring. Wherever it is, I want the ring. Mm-hmm. We're going to, my man going to call me over here. We're going to try to talk to this guy over here. We're going to meet this other guy in Vegas. We're going to try to convince him to come, all of us. And we're all going to leave our respective teams and go here. You know what I'm saying? It's just the strangest thing. When we grew up, it was all about, Jordan ain't the only Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Why are we still talking about Jordan 30 years later? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that would, our generation would have been mad. Like, I don't want to hear another word. I'm the next parent. You know what I'm saying? I'm that person. Everybody's trying to be that person to make a name for themselves versus just concentrating on the ring. And I think that kind of goes back to the new generation as far as, everybody gets a trophy for participation. You know what I'm saying? It has fostered a level of teamwork that everybody rather come together and work together to get the ring versus being the man or being the person like a Clyde Drexler, who has spent his whole entire career in obscurity in Portland, when Portland wasn't but nothing, but Portland. But he was just a bomb in Portland. And he's now retired without a ring as a Portland, what do you call it? Hall of Famer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it still means something because he was the man. I mean, I think if you go to Portland, you mention his name, everybody's like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like we talk about John Riggins. Nobody else talking about John Riggins for Washington. You know what I'm saying? So it's just strange to me. And I know I kind of went on a tangent, but it's just eerily funny that this would be a story that Russell Westbrook's leaving tried to convince our only star player to leave too. Interesting. However, let me segue into our new point guard, Mr. Dinwiddie, who recently had a press conference and said that he's never been anywhere else where he's felt so good. In fact, he said the only time he's felt this good was when he went to college, being the man he was in college. So I think he's I'm talking about feeling wanted, being accepted, being encouraged to take the reins and run the rock as a wizard. So shout out to the fan base. Shout out to the organization. Big shout out to Unseld Jr. for welcoming this guy in here and making him feel the fact that he needed to say that publicly, which is a huge thing because Washington has been notorious for being the playground where you come in and make a lot of money to get ready to go somewhere else and play ball. This is like the rest haven for stealing money. You came here, we can run down the names of those guys. Teams. Oh, man.
And I want to say, I listened to an interview with Dinwiddie a couple of days ago, and Dinwiddie talked about, how healthy he was, Deacon. He did say that, he had he had ACL surgery, but he recovered quickly, and he actually said he felt like he could have played in the playoffs last year. He felt like, and even now he's 100% healthy. Dinwiddie is a 22-8 dude. You know what I'm saying? That's not bad for a point guard, and he's a jump shooter. He can hit the open shot, which Westbrook couldn't. He has a different. He said, "Look, I got a different game than Westbrook. Westbrook's going down your throat. He's running 100 miles an hour. I'm playing a more traditional point guard with a long wingspan. I'm a little taller. He's about 6'5" with a long wingspan. A little defensively than Westbrook is, but more so, pass first. If he's open, hits that J, and then he goes to the hole. You know what I'm saying? And dishes. He said basically he feels like he can make Bradley be a better Bradley. He wants to make Kuzma be a better Kuzma. You know what I'm saying? And he wants Rui to be a better Rui. And speaking of Rui.
Wait, before you go into Rui, I think that's what a point guard is supposed to do, right? Yeah. They're supposed to make the players around them better. It's the leader
of
the
point,
basically.
Run the point.
Put people in positions that they can make shots and make the team better.
Right.
Then, like I said, Dinwiddie has a different skill set than Russ does.
Right.
So everybody should have more shots in places that they can actually shoot the ball and make it, because Russ was, like I said, he was 100 miles an hour and he was down your throat most of the time. But he did pass the ball. Let's just say that he would pass the ball. You can't get a triple-double without passing the ball.
Right.
But it's just in a different rhythm. When you put your team in a different rhythm than a kind of a herky-jerky, I'm passing the ball because you wide open now because I done ran, 90 miles to the hoop and now I got to dish it out. So he's a traditional type point guard. I'm sure he does feel better or the best he's ever felt because it's probably the first time he's come in and been named a starter.
Right.
So that will make you feel a whole lot better.
Right. That's true.
And that game check can make you feel better too.
And sometimes, unlike Lord and Taylor, sometimes you have to have what?
Keep on going.
Okay. Sometimes you got hey, point guard, and not try to put everything on your shoulders. And I think Dinwiddie is the guy that won't have. I am focused. So I think Dinwiddie is the guy that could come in and be a legit point guard. Similar to those that when you think about traditional point guards, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what Washington needs with the players that we have. We don't have, right now we're similar to the Washington football team where on paper, this time is the opposite. Whereas on paper, we were like super dominant in Washington and we're learning differently. Here, we're super mediocre and maybe playing together as a unit with the same mission and intent will turn out to be a better squad.
It's kind of like, and I don't want to go back to the football episode, but it's kind of like we say about the defense, our Washington football team defense, is that we have a whole bunch of individuals, but if they don't play together and we don't play good defense, then we don't have a good team.
And I think You did a perfect analysis on that, man. If you guys haven't had a chance, man, check out our channel and click on the Washington football against the Atlanta Falcons, and Deacon breaks that down quite well. You guys don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
So well, we have what, 20 small forwards on the team. So
22.
So we're gonna have to play as a unified front. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any center. We have like one center, I guess, and we got no two guard. We got one two guard, Bradley Beal. So we're gonna have to play as an organized unit, and hopefully we play good D. I think if Kuzma can turn the corner, if Hurl can give us some physicality in the middle, with Gaffrey. Who's the big man in the middle we kept in the middle from last year?
Gafford or Troy Brown?
Oh, Gafford. Troy Brown, we traded, right?
No. Hold on. I'm talking about Bryant. Sorry.
Bryant, yeah. Bryant's not going to be here to the middle of the season. Yeah. Bryant's not coming back to the middle of the season.
Hopefully.
So Gafford got to be, defensive, in L.A.B. City, and like you said, we're gonna have to play hard every night. I don't think we can play. We got to be putting 90-80% out there every night. Sometimes in NBA people play, only the fourth quarter. I think our team, we got to play all 4 quarters.
And I think a team would do that. A team would do that versus putting your strength on 1 or 2 people and sit back and watch the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference. I'm hoping that will play into our favor.
Right.
Yeah, it's hopefully our bench can come in and sustain. Yeah. That's the big thing with basketball, since it's not that many players on the bench. They have to come in and be able to contribute. Now you said something, Big Al. Who is coming in for Bill?
We don't have another two guard, I don't think. I think we have people that can play two, like the.
About to say Kuzma can play two.
Yeah, Kuzma's too tall. What's the dude from the Lakers? He can play two.
Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Caldwell Pope is a big two. He's a big two, but he can play it too.
Yeah, we don't have no.
What's the guy that we drafted?
Denny. Yeah, Denny comes back, right?
Denny's 6'10".
Yeah, and so is Kisper.
Kisper is about 6'8", right?
Yeah, he can play.
But Kisper, they had him rated as like, guard forward. They didn't really.
I mean, I think Kisper could probably play some two, but our main two is Bradley. I think what's the guy that we picked up from Indiana, the backup point guard? He can play two too.
He's too. Yeah, no, but he's a forward. He's not really a shooter. I mean, he's a
defensive player.
Yeah, he's a point guard.
So maybe there's some work and some transitions happening, man. I mean, I think we've had enough of just concentrating on having Bill and Nordstrom's run the offense. So if we continue to do that, Deacon, you keep shaking your head, and I don't know what's wrong.
That's my bad.
All right. So we just can't have that.
Hey, Deacon, I think the next time he's gonna say dress barn or something like that, right?
Belts.
Well, anyway, they got to hurry up because the season's right around the corner. There's no more time to wait, man. We start.
Yeah. I thought they may do one more trade, but it looks like they're not. They're gonna go with what they got.
You still got to the trade deadline, so we'll see what we got, and maybe we can get something else, man.
And you know what? The difference is based on what we're saying. Last year we were looking for a name. I know for sure that I wanted another name to add to the Beal Westbrook's team. I wanted a name, and because I wanted, everybody's going for that big three. But maybe, just maybe, we're gonna look at skill set and really just focus on that. And where you will have there are many teams out there that don't necessarily have all the names but compete. And so we got a guy that's going to bring you I mean, he was bringing in 30, bare minimum on the average, but he gave you 25, 22. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a matter of being able to compete, being able to have a solid bench, that there's no difference between the guys that start and there's a very slight difference between the guys that start and the guys that are coming off the bench, to the point where, man, we can beat teams from attrition. Just keep the pace up, as Deacon said the last show. Keep it fast, keep it hard. And other teams are tired out, especially the Lakers. The Lakers couldn't hang with us. Old men, they be sitting around there, man, with inhalers. They never had an inhaler before. You know what I'm saying? We just keep running like, hey, man, this ain't fair. Why y'all keep going? It's kind of like, and that was one of the things that individuals used to compensate on, even in football, man. It was like, okay, we don't have a great thing, but we're going to go up tempo. We're going to outgas these guys. So everything is, straight to the huddle. You know what I'm saying? No huddle. There's no huddle offense, which is the reason why they did it. Wasn't had anything to do with anything other than keeping the defense on their heels. Mm-hmm. And that's, of course, coaching. And I'm hoping that Unseld can. Whereas, Scott, the other Scott couldn't. Right. So.
Well, I still want to touch on Rui. We heard the report about Rui taking some personal situation going on with him and his family, or him. We don't know exactly what happened, but it's approved leave that he's out on.
Shout out to Rui. Shout out. Hope everything gets
better. He gets back, and back to 100%. Because we do need him to contribute. He was improving every year. He looked really good in the Olympics. I was looking forward to seeing him. With these new bunch of guys here. I thought Rui could take that next step. He might be the next guy for us. So hopefully, whatever's going wrong with his situation, he gets to settle and he comes back to the States and balls out.
That's right. Class act too, man. The guy, they can't say nothing bad about him, man. So on and off the court.
That's right.
We waiting for the next dress barn.
What? Dress barn? What are you talking about, Al? Why are you talking about dress barn in the middle of a sports show? Why would you say dress barn in the middle of the sports show, Big Al? I'm trying to understand that.
I don't know.
We are about Washington sports, man, and we love our sports team.
That's right.
We try to big up all of our teams, make sure they know that we're behind them 100%, no matter win, lose, or draw. We may talk about you, but we love you, and we're only doing it because we want you to get better.
That's right.
Not that you're paying attention to what we're saying.
Absolutely.
But we got to say it anyway.
Because you could be on the cover of Sports Illustrated or Allure magazine. It just doesn't matter. As long as you play hard, you're the best you could be.
And if you want to be an Instagram model, you can do that too.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Hey, man. Before we get kicked off YouTube again.
Hey, go Wizards, man. Go Wizards.
Wizards, baby. Listen.
That's right.
If you got this far, 100%, listen, we just want to say this. Thank you for all those that are following us, all the new subscribers, all the new followers. But you can follow us in other places. We are on Facebook, Instagram. And, we just here having a good time, man. We don't know, we decided to record ourselves doing what we always do. So, hey, shout out to everybody, man. Russell Westbrooks, man, we wish you well in L.A. Rui, we wish you to get better. Bill, stay put.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Go Wizards.
CPU collab on Congo Players United tonight, goddamn. Huh? Hands up out of my pocket. Oh, they feeling lovely back there. Huh? We gonna do it like this here. Yo, I said, tell me how you feeling. Hey, living legends in the building. Hey, tell me how you feeling. A BJ's in the building. I said, tell me how you feeling. A living legends in the building. Tell me how you feeling. A living legends in the building. Hey, BJ, you gotta stop.